Still on the People's Democratic Party, which has been dealing with some fallout of its recently held presidential primary, critically one that involves Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, who didn't just lose the presidential ticket to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, but also lost the vice presidential nomination to fellow South-South Governor Ifeanyi Okowa. How much of a problem has this become for Nigeria's main opposition political party? Well, joining us now to have a chat around this and a number of other issues dominating the polity is Senator Jarigbe Agom Jarigbe, a member of the PDP caucus in the National Assembly who represents Cross River North Territorial District. Good morning, Senator Jarigbe. Good to have you join us.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you indeed. Well, let's talk about your party and all the moves to reconcile aggrieved parties. And I'm talking in specific terms about Governor Nyesom Wike, because this is key for your party going into next year's general election. Will you put a gauge to where you think those reconciliation moves are and what the chances are that Governor Nyesom Wike will, one, remain with the party because we know clearly that it's aggrieved, and that two, that he will work towards the victory of the Atiku Abubakar Ifeanyi Okowa ticket?
Okay, Governor Nyesom Wike is a human being. And he was subjected to go through a process. Yes, we agree that His Excellency Atiku Abubakar won the primary elections, but moving forward, the party decided to go through a democratic process to pick up, to select a vice presidential candidate. That was done in good faith, endorsed by the presidential candidate and the national chairman of the party, the National Working Committee. Governor Nyesom Wike polled 16 votes against 3 and emerged as the vice presidential candidate. That process was endorsed by the National Working Committee. But some people sat down and took a unilateral decision and decided to give the presidential slot to another governor, a colleague of his. Your guess is as good as mine on how Governor Wike is going to feel. Governor Wike has been the one governor amongst many. He takes the first place in terms of supporting this party. At a point, he was acting as governor of Rivers State, national chairman of the party, spokesman of this party. From 2019, some people went quiet. He speaks for PDP. He does everything to keep PDP. And today he's being deprived of being a presidential candidate of the party. I don't think Wike is going to take it, Governor Wike is going to take it lightly, because he has been rejected. And he's not going to continue wasting his time with people who do not appreciate him. I'm close to Governor Wike, and I know exactly how he feels. He cannot be casting pearls on swines. And I support that position.
All right. Senator, just one quick follow-up there. In supporting this position, you sound to me like you are also aggrieved, but however justifiably so, how disposed are you to the reconciliatory moves? Because we know that Governor Wike refused to meet with the delegation sent by the Atiku Abubakar and the PDP, party itself, the committee, to try to, talk him out of his annoyance and anger and disappointment. But all of a sudden, we now see that he's the darling of everybody. Governor Peter Obi, former Governor Peter Obi of Labour Party, has met with him. And recently, just 2 days ago, 3 governors from the southwest of APC Lagos State Governor, Ekiti State Governor, and Ondo State Governor met with, Governor Nyesom Wike, and it was clear from what they were saying that they were trying to woo Governor Wike either directly into their party or at least to work for APC in the elections. Now that you are saying that Governor Wike is still very, very angry that he was treated in the manner that he did, do you think that there are any chances at all that he will remain in PDP or that he will work for Atiku and Okowa?
Anyway, I know that he feels that this reconciliatory move was premeditated even before they took that decision against him. So, feeling that what they have done is a fait accompli, they will just move in and do reconciliation, and he will agree. He knows that that was premeditated. So he doesn't want to give them a room to feel that they have achieved what they planned ab initio. And it will be a waste of time. It will be an exercise in futility. In reconciling, you must give something. You must remedy the situation. You know, when you say Governor Wike is too is self-assertive, and so you don't want him, it's not everybody that will come groveling to you. You think that if someone doesn't come groveling, then the person is not loyal. That's not what brings about development. It is when you have someone who is self-assertive that you can discuss issues with and will give you realistic views. Someone who is objective, that's the only way you can have results. Not someone who comes groveling to you. It's not everybody that will act obsequiously. So we should learn to appreciate people whom they are and the qualities they are made of that has taken us as a party to where we are today. The qualities of Wike is inherent traits. Is what has taken us to where we are as a party today. PDP was going down until Wike stood up. So for as it concerns the APC governors that came to visit him, they are very smart. They are very, very smart because they have seen what those of us in PDP do not see in Wike. And they're trying to take advantage of it. But I know Governor Wike, he's a party man. All the party has to do is to see how they can mend fences with him.
Do you think that this can be done successfully in light of the ongoing situations? And also, let's look at the resultant effects of what has happened so far. How can a potential blowout in that relationship between Atiku Abubakar and Nyesom Wike affect the PDP's chances in the South-South geopolitical zone politically?
Well, you know, in the South, the state that brings the highest votes for PDP is Rivers State. And if Governor Wike decides to stay aloof, it will be very, very fatal to PDP in the upcoming elections.
How will you assess South-South strength as PDP stands today? Rivers clearly is shaky. It depends on how Governor Wike's situation is handled. Cross River, your state, is with the APC, at least, you know, as far as the governor is concerned. Edo State looks like 50-50. How do you think that PDP should approach the elections, at least from the prism of the South-South, given the fact that things are a bit fluid these days and nobody is actually sure of who is going to, you know, for who? And I think you should take that in relation to what former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, said about the fact that he's still standing on his position that power should come to the South. A lot of people would think that he was speaking Governor Wike's mind in making that declaration last week.
Hello?
Senator Jarigbe, can you hear
I
us?
lost you. I lost you. I lost you.
Oh, okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
So that I
can.
can,
I can.
okay, so that I can repeat the question for you. So I asked, I said I would like you to assess the situation of PDP within the South state. Your state, Cross River State, is with APC as we speak now. River
Yeah.
State is not sure, depending on how Governor Wike swings. And Edo State is 50-50. What are the chances of your party from the South, the 6 states of the South, going into next year's election? And I was asking that you should link that to what former governor of Ekiti State, Adele Fayose, said, reiterating his position that he still believes that power should come to the South. And people think that he was speaking the mind of River State Governor Nyesom Wike. What are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah. Governor Nyesom Wike ran the presidential primaries as someone from the South. And he wasn't successful in that. Someone from the North emerged, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. And we see it as the preponderance of opinion because the delegates voted. But right now, the impression given by former Governor Ayodele
Fayose.
Fayose is not representative of Governor Wike's thinking. I think that the PDP can resolve these issues because Governor Wike is the strongest governor from the South on the PDP's platform. And going to the question you asked on how we stand as a party, the PDP in Cross River State and other South states. In Cross River State, Cross River State is predominantly PDP. And then to make matters worse, the governor has performed abysmally, though he left the PDP for the APC with a crop of people that are referred to as the food on the table people, because the governor has actually not done anything in Cross River State. No infrastructure, the place is so dirty, fields everywhere, and all of that. And the people are seeing, so APC has no chance in Cross River State in a nutshell. In Akwa Ibom State, you know the situation there. PDP is predominantly the party to talk to there, and the people will vote for PDP. We don't have a problem in the South. Though, as you say, it's neither here nor there because the real owners of the party are not allowed to express themselves. But that's a topic for another day. In Rivers State, you know that Nyesom Wike is there. In Bayelsa, I don't think we have a problem in the South. If PDP has a problem anywhere, it shouldn't be in the South anyway.
All right, Senator Jarigbe, let's deviate a little bit and come to you. Now, you've been highly commended for executing constituency projects that are already impacting positively on your people. How do you reconcile this with calls that constituency projects are a drain on the budget?
It would be preposterous for anybody to say that constituency projects are a drain on the budget because where I come from, the only projects that people seem to see in the various communities are projects that are from us, the legislators, those constituency projects. There are areas that would not have had the presence of government in terms of infrastructure and other social amenities if there were no constituency projects. Some governors do not even have an idea of what's going on in the various communities, what the people need. They have never conducted a needs assessment. Where I come from, the provision of water, some form of lighting, street lights and all of that, potable water, basic infrastructure that we see, our people see around, are projects that were attracted through constituency projects. So if anyone says that the issue of constituency project should be taken out of the budget, I still say it will be preposterous.
Could you please talk us through some of the specific projects that you speak of, just so that we have a clearer image of exactly how it fits into the wider picture?
Anyway, we don't embark on white elephant projects like the governor of my state is doing. We carry on, we make sure that we have the projects we call the low-hanging fruits: water, solar-powered boreholes, street lightnings, that's solar street lights, projects like health centers, furnishing, equipping the health centers with basic equipment, pharmaceutical drugs, empowering the women and the youth on various vocational trainings, skill acquisitions, and small and medium scale enterprising, and all of that. Grants to those who want to start small businesses and all of that. Those are the things that we think that we can start with so that our people can feel some form of governance and democratic dividends.
Right, so infrastructure, amenities, and socials. We want to thank you, Senator Jarigbe, for joining us this morning. Have a good one.